Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How are we doing? I hope everything is going well for you guys. A lot of price action in gold today. We went through record highs and now coming back and testing the 39 support. We're actually going to watch this. Interestingly, I'm not going to do anything until and unless we start turning green on the slope here and start printing some green dots. Then we're going to do a little bit of gold trading if we can. Because this is obviously a key support area. We broke it down just now after like kind of a couple of spikes. We basically topped out at 39.20 twice today, and now we're going to just see the price action. Really interesting. I mean, yesterday we had the big move up to it, came all the way down to literally 38, ran it back up in North America, 100 points up. So a lot of wide-ranging action in gold should be really interesting, and hopefully our indicator tools will help us navigate the scalping landscape as far as that goes. On NAS, where's my NAS? NAS is kind of a little bit lightly bid here. We're gonna, as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna trade this right now. Hang on, let me come back into it. Just take a small bite on this.
Order filled.
On this trade with a stop right underneath here, the bar over here, just see if we can scalp 5 points on this move over here. On the move, it's really flat to Midland with a mild positive bias here. So we'll see if that works. If it doesn't, if we get clipped out over here, we'll see if it makes another run back up. Both nasdaq is definitely a little bit more biased to the upside because nasdaq actually had this really strong run in the morning. Like this really surprised me. We had a move in Europe from 650 to 750, like basically 100-point move just straight up. Then we kind of consolidated. Then we still stayed, mildly positive bias, and sort of remain in this way. And that's that's kind of where I'm looking to trade it at this point. I'll switch around between wealth charts and trade of 8. I'm trading. This is so just to keep you guys up to date. I funded all my accounts. I'm done. I'm like done trading evals. This one I blew up. I blew up a couple of accounts trying to fund a few. No surprise. But overall, we now have 7 or 8. I think. What is that? Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in. Trade of 8, and I think probably 7 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I have 14 altogether, right? Is that right? Yeah, I guess I have 14 funded altogether. So we're gonna focus on funded, and the way we're gonna divide it is we'll trade wealth charts for gold, and we'll trade trade of 8 for nasdaq. This way we can switch around the charts. You guys can get a good good glimpse on everything. But more importantly, what I'm gonna share with you, I think is going to be interesting, and hopefully you guys will find it interesting. Hang on, let me just set everything up so I can see your comments over here. Let me show you the story of what I did. This is just over last night in my funded accounts. I'm stealing a page from Kathy. And I think it's a really good page of how everybody who's in this room, who's trying to get funded, trying to get paid out, trying to get everything done. Oh, man, why is it doing this again? The fuck? Every time I put this trade of 8 over here. What the fuck? Why is it doing it again? All right, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to say, wait, it's fine. What I wanted to show you is this account was 26,000 yesterday. It's 26,100. All right. This one was 300. 400 it's 500. This one was 52,100. Now it's almost 200. Right. And this one was 25,100, and it's 25,200. I just wanted to show you so I'm not bullshitting you. I have to close this out because apparently I can't run 2 trade of 8s. It's blowing up. Okay, that trade worked out nicely. for this additional trade. So the point I'm trying to make, which is a really interesting point, whether you're trading eval or whether you're trading funded, but especially on the funded side, is this. We're going to aim for $100 per account and then move on. We're going to try to make $100. I'm going to show you how I do it by basically starting very small. If it go, if I get stopped out, I increase my size in very, very small structures until hopefully I resolve. I give myself basically 2 repair opportunities. So I go 1 lot, 1 micros, 4 micros, 1 large. If I am absolutely I got to be a complete idiot to have 3 in a row. If I have 3 in a row, then I just simply let that account go, move on to the next one. But the point being is, by just working towards $100 and then leaving it alone, I am able to, first of all, keep all my accounts alive, 14 accounts funded, and secondly, grow them in a very steady fashion, right? Because I'm not spending all my time. I'm basically distributing risk and distributing market action across accounts. So in this Trade account, I'm going to trade. I was trading both gold and nasdaq, but for you guys, I'll just trade nasdaq in this account. I'll trade gold over here. I did the same thing, by the way, in wealth charts, but not quite to the extent. So, for example, the 11 account was around 25,000. Is 20? Was it 11? It was 25,000. I wanted to run it to 100, but I was just too busy. But the idea here is the same. You want to run every single account about $100 a day. In a perfect world, you got 14 accounts, $1,400 a day. That's not the point. The point is that what this does is that instead of that absolutely toxic process of I'm making money and then I'm blowing it up. I'm making money, I'm blowing it up. I'm watching gold, by the way, here, guys. We are turned green on the slope. We're starting to pop up on the move here, right? It's worth a look here for us to consider this trade. So we're going to go. Actually, we're in the 14 account. Just going to trade it with one size, but we gotta wait for the candle to close to make sure that it holds. And see if that makes sense. I only trade the NASDAQ and gold, correct. I don't trade anything else because we're focused. It's not that we can't. We can trade anything we want, but you need to be focused on one or two instruments. And 2 instruments is about the most you can do if you want to follow this, because we're going to do, we do a lot of trades and we're focused. So everybody vibing me. Oops, hold on. Buy. All right, so I'm long on this. The stop actually has to be really pulled back. This is a big stop. I don't like to have such a big stop, but hopefully we can make limit here. I'm at 99. Target is 3,909. So let's see. I mean, I literally took the 99 sweep. Let's see if this will get me done. And we're almost there. Come on, come to me, come to Papa. Sweep it out. Okay, looks like we're done. Great. So second trade of the day, we did the NASDAQ, we did the gold. That's fine. I'm just moving. So this one, just to show you, when this one hits around 25,100, I'm going to switch to a different account. I'm just going to switch to a different account, right? So for now, here's where we sit on the move. Gold has turned itself positive off that 30 test of the 3,900, and we waited very patiently until all of our indicators lined up into a position. And we have a second green dot, so this is a legitimate continuity trade for us again here to see if we can take the trade around it. It's just a big extension. And the point being is that if I had to put a stop, it would be a really large stop underneath it. But the dot's got to hold. So far, the dot's not holding. That's it. That's fine. I am perfectly happy to let this consolidate a little bit and wait, and see if we can maybe come in on the next candle on this trade. We'll see. Yeah, so this is coming off. We're able to catch the move, which is fine. Now it's coming down. Now to me, the really interesting look now on the next candle is whether it can hold the moving average, right? If we hold the moving average over here, the slope stays green, we hold the moving average, that's a very positive sign that gold is finding some stabilization. If we can't, it looks like it could be breaking down underneath the 3,900, and we can reorient ourselves negatively. But we don't have to rush. We can just watch the price action and use the indicator to give us a clue as to whether there is support or not. This is a really, really cool way of looking at the indicator in a micro fashion, right? Just using it like really on a minute by minute fashion that gives us almost a real-time read into who's got the power, the buyers or the sellers, right? Right now, it's a tug of war. The sellers took it down to the 3,900. The buyers are trying to make a stand. And the indicator is going to tell us if the buyers can hold it right now. Let's see what the numbers are. So far, it's kind of turning back up to red. But here's the interesting part. The slope is not red yet, right? And we don't want to participate to the downside. This is a downtrend trade. It's moving averages are below. 8 is below the 200. But the slope hasn't quite turned red. So what I want to do is I want to wait and be a little patient, see if the slope can turn down for me. It gives us both tactics and strategy at this point. Somebody's asked me, is this indicator available on TradeAway? Yeah, of course it is. If you're part of my coaching, you can get the indicator. Here's my coaching link over here. Feel free to get it. Also, if you come join me in Boca, you might be able to get the indicator. We'll talk about that on Friday when I'm with Kathy. So now let's, remember I said to you, I want to see the slope turn red. So slope is turning red over here. We're actually getting a Christmas tree trade. I thought it was a double Christmas tree. No, it's not quite. So a lot more intensity to the downside. We're going to wait a little bit here and see if we can, if this trade holds, if the red dot holds, if the selling holds, if the slope holds, we're going to get short on gold here. Oh, yeah. So no, Jim, thank you for reminding me. I'm about to send out an email. There's no coaching for the next 2 weeks. Tonight is Yom Kippur, and next week I'm gone. So there'll be no coaching for the next 2 weeks. I'm about to send out an email to everybody. You guys can have a fun time on your own. When I come back, we'll have a lot of cool stuff. But next 2 weeks, we're off. I'm going to be off on coaching. But if you want the indicator and you're listening to me right now and you want to know, you want to be able to trade with me, then yes, absolutely, you need to be part of coaching. That's the only way you're going to get the indicator. So here's the link, by the way. Where did I put the link? Here's the link. I put it up there. It's in chat. If you want to come join me, go get it. All right, 30 seconds left on this candle. It's pretty big decline in gold. If this holds, we're going to go short, and we're going to hold our stop above that purple dot. All right, we'll sell this over here. Where's my stop? Stop has to be really high here, like around here. So it's a big move here. Where am I on the position? I'm in at 91.2. So 90.2 is my target. This is a really strong, steep drop. 96 to now. Wow, $6 drop. That's a big drop. Wow, gold really liquidated hard. So let's see if we can catch that one point scalp out of it. One thing I like to do, and this is the flexibility of being able to do this, because I'm doing small size, is I'm going to put the buy stops over here. Is that I can see? So now my cumulative entry is a little bit better, 92.1. So I could actually 91.2 on both of these. Move this up. Where am I? No. There we go. So I just improved my improved a little bit my entry, but this is could be ramming right behind me. One of the things I was going to say to you is I took this trade, and generally I don't like to take trades like this because if the size of the candle is much larger than my sort of maximum stop, I'm always putting myself at large risk. But right now I don't really care. I mean, I'm trading very small. I wanted to show you the basic principles of the trade. If this works, this works. It doesn't work, it's a tiny position. I'll work it out with size, or I'll just simply change accounts and work on a different account to let this thing go. So in order to survive this, I really have to be right above here. So, but it's already, this was a big retrace. This was this is unusual. It was a huge sell-off and a huge buy up because the buyers and the sellers are still really battling around this 3,900 level. So we'll see. I'll see how this is trading. This might take me out. It was just a big risk. All right. If it does, we'll leave it alone and let it consolidate to green, and then change our direction maybe if we have to. If it shows me that it can stabilize around here, but it's still not clear. It's not clear whether this was a stable buy or whether this was just a short covering retrace that's gonna come back down again. Still feels like the sellers might have a little bit more pressure here, but I'm willing to be proven wrong if I am. That's the beauty of the market. Let's take a look at what's NASDAQ doing before we have 10 minutes to the open. NASDAQ is very flat. Not really any trades right now because we're like 10 minutes to the open. But as I said, NASDAQ is modestly bullish, and this would be a up trade for us if it wasn't just 10 minutes before the open. I'm using a 2-minute time frame. Yes, the PDF is done. I'm just annoyingly, guys, the only thing that's it's keeping me from having it. I'll send it to everybody as a PDF in coaching. In the setups, the setups are done. The stops and targets are not there because those are really individual for you guys to determine. But the basic description of all the key strategies is very much done. Gold symbol, Kevin, are you trading futures? Gold is GCZ or MGCZ. Okay, those are the symbols. We got 10 minutes to the open here, so we'll see how it's, how they trade out. Yeah, gold really they just bought this. They bought this back very hard. It looked like there was a big dump, and they just completely faked everybody out on continuity. So now I think the intelligent thing for us to do is to switch accounts. Just forget this. Go to the 18 account because this one is a little bit underwater, and I'll come back to it later, and refocus and see if we can find buy signals on this, and try to run the 18 account. Back up above 2,500. Let's make that a target right now for ourselves, with reasonable size and reasonable market. So this is a small candle, if it holds with a white dot, it would give us the opportunity to to go long as the trade moves around. We'll see. Or maybe it doesn't. Nope, doesn't hold, doesn't do anything. Starts to come down. And until we have some good visibility of what it wants to do, we're not doing anything. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the thing. Do we have news on? We have news today. So where are we today? Oh, ADP came in really negative. I didn't even see that. Wow. That's not good. ADP actually has been pretty good lead. And today we have ISM Manufacturing, another print. That should be interesting. Yeah, ADP came in really, really weak. I'm trading just one micro contract right now because the whole idea is to run it to 100. Run it to $100 per account, move on. It's because I start with one micro, I can scale up. If I get stopped out, I can scale up a larger size and do a much better job. Gold actually backed off the move here. We're still in that trade, I think. Let me see, in the 14 account. Yeah, we're still in that trade. And where am I on gold? Uh, 92.1 is our entry. So yeah, it's just, we're still floating this trade. But, if I was starting fresh, this would be a legit sell trade. So we could actually, if you want to do 18 account on small size, I'm going to sell this over here. And let's go to the 18 account. I'll show you what I want to do. And here, you would, the stop would be like right around here. So it's hard to, I just move down my stop all the way up to here, because that's where I would be on the trade here. And we're in at I'm in at 93.9 on this other account and targeting 92.9. Let's see if we can get that done. Yep, and we're done. So that account gets built, and we're just going to try to build that account back up to the 25. And this is, so this is a good example of a good quality trade that I'm scalping off of, which is, we got really, really reamed on the other side, kind of still hanging in that other trade. But I already forgot about it because now I'm just looking at the trade at the chart fresh. And I said, if we started positive, I'd want to go long, but we didn't. We gave up the slope. It started to go negative, gave us a red dot, red slope, negative, perfect momentum entry. So the 18 account gets allocated that trade, makes the money, and we're good to go. The ability to separate your trading by account gives you enormous amount of both tactical and mental advantage. So I can't tell you how valuable that is. So I'm using all small sizes because I'm trading funded accounts, and because I'm not in the business of losing my funded accounts. In order to make money, you have to be patient. You have to be, small. You have to be very, very tactical. I'm very tempted. I would love to be able to sell this trade here because we got slope, we got dot, but we're 5 minutes to the open, and it's just a perfect pump and dump. So we're gonna, as usual, wait patiently till 9:30, 9:35, 9:32, 9:33, and see what signals appear then and there for us to be able to deal with. So we're trading NASDAQ in Tradeovate, gold in wealth charts. We took this short over here in gold in one of the accounts. We're still floating this very, very large trade in the other account. And so far, nothing else new is coming up until we get some signals on the chart. This one we can actually, I'm going to put the Christmas tree labels on here, just to see what's going on over here for us. This really started to sell off, and we would have made money on this one. I just simply was practicing my let's not do anything until market open structure. So let's see what goes on here. We are 2 minutes away from the open. In the meantime, I'm going to go over. First of all, anybody who's new in the room, say hi to me. Anybody want to say hi to me? Yes, no. Do this. I'll put the Apex numbers there. Hello, nice to see you. We're chilling. We don't have any positions right now except some legacy positions. Sorry, that should be say 50% off on the thing. So gold now is starting to again see if it can see. It seems if it can stabilize around this 90, 91 level, and we're just going to watch it and see what signal it wants to give us. NASDAQ, we're going to see, first of all, how the market opens, what they want to do with the rip it and grip it. And then we'll see once it settles down, we'll see what direction it wants to go in. Those of you who are watching this is a pretty bullish reversal in gold, in my opinion. Okay. And if I go to my 18 account, so why is this bullish? I got 8 seconds left because it's a higher high white. So I'm in the 18 account. I'm going to buy this. Oh, wow, it really ran away. Jesus, wow, that just fucking dumped on me. That sucked. All right. So that got very, very high against us. And here's the position. Where am I? I'm in at 97.9 on gold. That should have been right there, but looks like we might be able, and we get done. And that runs us very, very nicely on a clean positive move. You could tell that was a really, really strong, big positive move, right? And then now we just really, really burst up higher. So we're going to follow gold and see if we can get a second trade into the move here. Anybody take that gold trade with me? This is something that we love to trade. Higher high on the white dots, a really, really strong indication of a turn trade. Running right back up towards the 900s, and let's see what we can do here. All right, we made money on that one. I'm going to try and run this one to like 25,000 just to clean that up, and then move on to the next one, which would be like the 19 account, and see how that one is. Where's the 19 account? Yeah, that one's the 50,000. So let's see if we can work the 18 account a little bit here. The next couple of minutes. 13 seconds left. It's a huge expansionary move, but worth it. We're gonna take this again because it's a big burst up. I'm a believer in this trade. Lots of vol. I mean, the retrace on this is going to be big, but I'm going to take it here again and put my sell stops underneath. I think this is going to be a decent continuity trade. So stops underneath the lows, and I think I got them both done, right? I think they both got done. So, oh, maybe no, I didn't. No. One of them got done. The second one, I'm still working. The second, I'm still working on the trade. So I'm actually going to buy more. See if I can get this done. I'm putting my stops and putting my limits in here. Oh, 019, I'm over here. Let's move this over here. Let's just see if we can get all of this done right here. Let's see. And we're done. Boom. Nice. So that's above 20. I told you I wanted to get that up above 25,000. Let's move on to the next account. Just going to go to the 50s, see if we can run the 50s. Now we'll focus on the 50s, see if we can run that towards the 100. Listen, I can't look at one. I can only look at one or the other, right? So NAS is popping. That's great. It's having a nice big move. We are going to wait until this candle closes, and then we'll come back to that, to this account and see if we can trade this account. Okay, so we'll trade this account when and if we're ready for it. Remember, when you're focusing on scalping, you can't switch around. You have to complete one instrument and then work on the next one. So right now we're going to work on NASDAQ, and we'll take this trade. My sell stop should be underneath here. It's a big move. Let's see if I can get this done. If it retraces and it's all done here, good. All right, so that one got done. We're going to try to this account on NASDAQ. We're going to see if we can work it towards the 50,100. The gold has now backed off the moves, and we're going to just wait a little bit patiently to see if it comes back down to the moving average, if it gives me more green dots, and then come back into it once it does that. So for now, we don't have much to do. So very simple. You can see. Chris says it's a great entry. Yeah, you can see that all of this is very momentum oriented, with very small size to give me the flexibility to do a couple of things. First of all, when I have these big momentum moves, right? The small size allows me to come in more than just I can do 1 lot, 2 lot. Sometimes even 3 lot, and resolve all of that. Still very relatively small size, but just really adds to my P&L when I structure it. I thought about this, and I realized that instead of coming in like all at once with a 4 lot or with a 5 lot, if you're coming in bit at 1 lot, like if you're building your position at 1 lot, you're in a much better shape in terms of being able to have a good blended price and a good blended entry. So NASDAQ is holding bid over here. We'll give it a little time. Again, also price is very extended. Want to see what if it comes back down to the moving average, or if it starts to print higher. You can see that gold is coming off the burst here, and now we're going to see, do we get a second green dot? Is the gold actually stabilized and ready to run over, or whether this was just a small shelf and it's going to start to come back down again? The cool thing is the indicator will tell us, and we just don't have to move until we get the explanation from the indicator. Dow has been, Nas has been obviously big resist at this 25,000, and of course, the gold has been a big resistance at 3,900. The 4,000 are very much in view. I mean, I think the bulls really want to run it to 4,000. The question is when. Repair trades are like a little bit of an art, and honestly, it's too complicated to talk about. I'll save that for coaching. So you can do sort of a simple 1, 4, 1 mini structure, meaning 1 micro is your initial trade, 4 micros, 1 mini, but there's a little bit more art to it there. The entries that I'm doing right now, DV, in the last couple of days is just pure scalp momentum entries. There's 100 different entries that we can do. We can do white dot entries. We can do double Christmas tree, like where the Christmas tree repeats itself without anything in between it. There's a lot of different entries that we do. The entries that I'm doing right now are just simply I get a green slope, green dot, I'm getting long. I get a red slope, red dot, I'm getting short. Like for example, this is a red dot in a green slope, so I'm not getting short this thing. But we're looking for very, very small scalps, multiple trades per account. And more importantly, what I'm doing here is I'm showing you how to trade multiple accounts. I'm taking my hits, building $100 profit in the account, moving on to the next one. You say you only do, guys, everybody has all sorts of different permutations on how to do this. Hang on just 1 second. I'm in live. What do you need? All right, bye. All right, so here's what I want to show you. What I want to show you today is how to, really important, how to understand what's really going on in the marketplace, how to read price action using the dots indicator. So what's going on over here? We had a big turnaround, we had a big move up. We are holding the moving average, right? Holding the moving average. That's very, very important. Shh, quiet. We're holding the moving average. And as long as we hold the moving average, it's bullish gold. The moment we don't, it's no longer bullish gold. It's not quite bearish, but it's no longer bullish gold. Same thing with NASDAQ over here. NASDAQ is holding the moving average, And if we can get a burst up, fresh green dot, to the highs, that's going to give us confidence that there's more continuity to go, right? So again, this barely held moving average, and now it's giving us a dot. So what's going to happen here is if this dot holds, we're going to go long. That's going to give us confidence that there's probably more continuity in gold. You see how looking at the price action on this micro level gives you a read of what's really going on. All of it obviously is very contingent on the candle close happening. We need the candle close to happen. So we can switch over to wealth charts since we're trading gold over here, and we can watch this and see if we get a green dot signal. So far, we're not. So just not quite there yet. But what's positive, if you're analyzing the strength of gold, is that it held the moving average and the slope remains green. So that's all positive information telling us that the buyers continue to be there, continue to show up. You see how it's starting to flash a little bit of a green dot? This is what gives us the impetus for a potential trade here. So I took one account to the target that I wanted. So I didn't finish my thought about why is it important to do $100 per account and then move on. It's super. Everybody always says you shouldn't have a target when you're day trading. It's the single biggest mistake everybody makes. If you have a target, this is what Kathy does with forex. She has a 100 pip target a week. You will be much more focused on achieving this. I got 6 seconds left. This is still holding, so we're definitely going to give this a shot. Boom, we're long. All right, we're long this trade. Where's my target? 1.3. What's the close on this? 0.9. So I should probably do this 1.9. I can't break this up. Okay, let's see if this is gonna get me done a little bit. Okay, good. So I didn't quite. I got a little bit of a late execution, but what I wanted to make sure is I wanted to have a chance to make sure that I had a 1 point trade on this, and I got that done. And now I'm going to wait and see how this candle forms. Now, if this candle gives me another green dot, we're going to keep going because that tells us, yes, there's more momentum. If it doesn't, no problem. But you see how we waited patiently. We saw that it held the moving average. We saw that it had the dot. We had a modicum of confidence that there was going to be some burst price action over there. Now, the real key question is for this buy signal to remain healthy, at very minimum, it needs to remain above the moving average and the slope needs to remain green. If it gives us a green dot, that tells us it's pretty healthy and we definitely want to go again. This shows you how momentum works on the shortest possible time frame. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave gold because we can watch gold from over here for a little bit, and I'm just curious to see what's going on with Nasdaq. Same idea. Nasdaq is holding bid, but not really giving us any burst. And so, why is this important in the big scheme of things? Guys, hang on. I'm gonna come back. I got to bring my dog in because she's driving me crazy. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, guys. I had to deal with my dog because she's barking. She's driving me nuts. I can't focus. All right. Gold lost its didn't quite lose its bid. It's below the moving average, but the slope is still green. But now it's starting to look negative. In the meantime, Nasdaq is looking positive. So we're going to focus on Nasdaq now. See if we can try and trade this trade to the upside. My take profit and stop losses are basically 1-4, but the 4 gets contracted usually because it's underneath the moving average. It's always a dynamic. It's just, I start out with 1-4 and then I move it underneath the candle to give me, a reasonable stop. If you break the candle low, you're pretty much wrong. So sometimes it's only 1-2. It depends, depends on how the price action goes. The tricky part and the really, existentially difficult part is when the candle itself is larger than 4, right? Like this is a large candle. Well, it's not larger than 4, but like this was larger than 20 points. Yeah, this is hugely. And then, do you want to take that candle? And I really don't. Usually a lot of times I'll pass up on it, or I'll do it in a tiny little size. The art here is just in finding, the proper sizing for this. But, and by the way, you see, NASDAQ did not hold. NASDAQ actually not turning red on the slope, kind of showing a little bit of weakness. So, we have to watch this very carefully. So before I was leading, I was saying, why is this important? It's important because when you find yourself, right now we're in chop, which is not a surprise. We always find ourselves in chop, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. When you find yourself in this continuity move, then every trade you make is going to be a winner. And all you're doing is just kind of just chilling until you have that hour to hour and a half of nice green or red continuity. And then every trade you make is going to be a winner. So just have to be a little bit patient. And if you find yourself in that thing, that's where you make boom, 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 $100 right away. And then you can, you can move on to the next account or do whatever you want to do. It's super, super cool because obviously these trend slices, these continuity slices happen multiple times a day. You have maybe 4, 5, 6 hours where you have just nothing but buying and selling. And once you're ensconced in that structure, the indicator just basically keeps you, in winning trades. You just keep make a trade in a perfect fashion. Right now, as you can see, we are trying to figure out if we're green or red. So gold is still held the lows of this green dot. That's very positive. Slope though is negative, not great. So not much to do over here. I'm just waiting to see if it stabilizes and wants to go a little bit higher. This is the 3,900 level. Obviously, that's what it's holding. Nasdaq is a short. I'm going to sell this right now. So Nasdaq is a short because we have purple dot, red slope. I'm above this stop over here. I'm above this stop over here, and my target is 95.25, whatever it is. And we'll give it a shot. So, if this takes out my high, I'm clearly wrong. But I'm staying in the trade. We'll see. We'll manage it. We'll see how it goes. Keeping an eye on gold. Here's a gold, not a signal because so good. Nasdaq got done. That small clip got done as we stayed patient. But gold is not a trade because the slope wasn't green. It's not positive slope, right? You guys can see this. It's easier to see this on TradingView a little bit. But now in the meantime, as we're watching, the red trend is developing in NASDAQ. And we can just stay very patient with this and see how it goes. 806 to, this is a big move. It's a 40-point move. Again, one of the things that I always have a struggle with is that if you're coming into this trade, you got to absorb a 40-point stop on this thing. So I don't like to take large volatility candles, but on small size, I'm willing to do it because what I'll try and do is I'll try to average into those volatility candles. So gold is very, very clean negative trade. We're going to sell this right now. All right, we sold gold, right? My stop actually has to be above the high of this candle, right over here. And we're done on gold, so that's good. Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. It's fine. All good. So gold now starts to possibly create a negative trend for us, right? So we're working this 19 account. We ran the 18 account to 25,000. We're going to try to run the 19 account to 50,100 if we can. And we're trying to run the this account to 50,100 also over here, right? That's the basic idea of what we're trying to do. So this trade already got done. This is turning a little negative, but we have to see if it maintains its downside momentum. But you see how easy it is. It's kind of like you're just waiting for the pebble to fall off a cliff, and once it gets close to the cliff, you can just push it and try to clip the money. As I said, imagine the situation where, let's say, I traded this, I couldn't get a TP. I'm at small size. So I basically, if I'm going to take this trade, I have to commit myself to probably another entry and maybe one more entry, like maybe 3 entries along this curve, on the assumption that this volatility move is not going to be a full V-shaped recovery. That this type of a thing, swish down, swish up, is very, very rare. And that is almost always true. because if I was like, let's say I was short here, I'd be short here, and it comes back down again, I would resolve the whole trade. I would resolve the whole trade on a couple of small entry positions. But most importantly is that my stop is a natural stop over here, right? This is the huge stop. You just have to say, oh, I'm going to average into this position against a large stop, or I'm just not going to trade this. That's really how you want to do this. Enrique says he's made $800 in NASDAQ. Very good. He probably did a lot of size. So what's going on? Is this a beginning of a pretty decent downward trend in NASDAQ? Maybe. But the beauty is that we can, the indicator will tell us, right? We're negative trend, negative slope. We start getting red dots. We definitely want to be short NASDAQ. So you see what I'm saying about as far as like you have this. This was a great signal. We took this signal. That was an easy. I think did we take the signal? Let me show you. Let's go to settings, executions. Yeah. We actually took. We actually took the signal from here, I think, right? Or maybe we didn't. No, we could have taken this. We should have taken this signal over here. Whatever. This was a very easy signal because it was a small candle. It was a negative slope. It was all worked. This was a large candle. And if you're doing a large candle, you have to come in here having a lot of confidence that there's going to be more continuity to the downside, or that you're going to be able to work your way out with one entry, two entry, three entry, like a third and a third of a candle. So a third of a candle and a 2/3 of a candle if you have to, in order to be able to resolve the position on an average in basis. But a simple way is just simply say, hey, this candle is just too large. I'm going to pass up on it. Okay. Gold turning positive. Let's go gold. Buy. Positive slope, positive dot. Let's see if we can get a upshock on this. And we're going to be underneath here, which is like 96.9. I have to just make this very, very large. And my target is 900.7, 9,000.7. So where's my position? Here's my position. I'm at 99.7 and I'm right over here. Basically taking the move that gold is trying to build that base to run the 3,900s again, right? I'm just following what the price action is telling me. It's a little choppy, and that's a given. We clearly have not seen much of a directional move in gold so far. Last hour, it's been oscillating between a little bit down, a little bit up, right? But holding. The most important thing is kind of holding underneath this 38.90 level, and we've been opportunistic either side of it. Let's see what NASDAQ is doing so we can just see what's going on over there. NASDAQ is actually not producing any green continuity signals for us yet. Excuse me, red continuity signals for us. So we're just fine. We're just fine with it. We'll just wait and patiently wait to see what NASDAQ wants to do for us. Yeah, red news in 6 minutes. It's true, Dr. D. We have the PMI news coming, so probably we'll just simply sit tight. Let the PMI shake out the next position, and then take it from there. Oh, excuse me, guys. Good morning, everybody. We're just chilling, waiting for the PMI to hit. We have a gold trade that's floating basically with a stop like underneath this little white dot. That's probably going to turn against us. It sort of died out on the vine for us, but it's fine. It's a tiny little clip, and we will, we will see what happens after this. And if we have to reverse course, we'll reverse course with a little bit of size and try to resolve it. For now, though, not much going on. We really have to just sort of wait for the news to hit. How much time is on the news? We got 2 minutes on the news. Market looking for 49. Key thing here is prices. If prices are high and we're a little bit low, that's going to be pretty negative for everything. In funded and Santiago, I don't, guys. I don't know. Am I not speaking, or is just like, am I not communicating clearly? I am trading one tiny little micro as my position in my funded. And what I'm doing in my funded is running each separate one of all my 14 accounts to $100 profit and moving on to the next one. The way I'm doing this is because I'm trading with it one micro, I can go up to 4 micro. I can go to 1 mini. I can go to 2 minis in terms of size and try to repair the trades when and if I need to. But the point being is I'm just being very, very focused on doing $100 and moving on to the next account, $100. As I already showed earlier today to everybody, first 5 accounts in my trade of 8 already reached $100 today. A couple of accounts in my wealth charts reached $100, right? That's what we're doing. It's a way. 99% of you will lose all your funded accounts, guaranteed. And this is the only way that I can think of to not make that happen, to actually take your funded accounts towards payout status. So I think it's a really interesting strategy. That's why I'm exploring it with you guys and showing it to you. And at very minimum, it keeps every one of these accounts very much alive. So you guys can take it or leave it, but I just wanted to show it to you and share it with you to give you an idea of what I'm doing here. I think I got done. Oh no, we're almost done. You know what? I'm going to flatten out. On this because we got news. No need to be a hero. And look at this news just kind of popping back and over. What's the news here? What's the news? Let's see. Where's the news? No, it's still pending. Why is it? Is Forex Factory very late? 49.1, just a little bit better. And where's the prices paid? 60. Nah, that's good. That's good. So this is all positive news. Not having much impact on anything right now, but it did lift the gold our gold trade a little bit better. Okay, we're still the same place we want to be. So gold is positive now. Effectively, we've got a minute to go here, but gold is green slope, green tone. If it maintains that, we want to follow this move. We're still basically, if you look at this for the last hour since 9:30, gold has really been a buy the dip story, right? NASDAQ has been just nothing. It kind of ran up and it came back down, and NASDAQ is really trying to figure out what it wants to do with itself, and it's very, very flat. And that's fine. We don't need to force a trade here. We'll look for NASDAQ trade when and if it comes in, happens. Most accurate says, yes. Well, that is, you got to understand that is that is the key, right? Everybody likes to, be large and in charge, when the key is to be. I don't even know what I don't even know what the rhymes are going to be for what I'm trying to do, but you get it. You got it, right? Actually, I got to disagree with you on Tradeovate. Since I don't know if you guys are aware, but Wealth Charts has really improved its execution since the beginning of this week, and it's been blazing fast. I mean, just blazing fast execution. All right, watching NAS here. Excuse me, watching gold. Gold just turned negative signal for us. Slope went red. The dot is purple. What I want to see here is a red dot over here to give me some confidence that gold cannot hold the 3,900. But this is basically communicating to us is gold cannot hold the 3,900 for now, and we want to, excuse me, join that parade if it marches through town. So we're going to go back to our gold position. And if the dot stays red, we'll see. But you see how much volatility there is. You see how the market is really, really playing. There's a real battle between the bulls and the bears. And what we really want to do is wait until the signal is pretty clear. We don't want to be guessing who's going to win. We want some pretty clear indication that the one side is winning. Yeah, everybody's talking about lack of focus and strategy, and that's the whole point. The strategy, guys, and this is the beautiful part, is not the entries or the exits. The strategy is the $100 per account. That's the Kathy magic. That honestly, look, she's been doing this for 20 years, and I've seen her do this every month. Like you see, I don't know anybody who's more consistent a trader than she is. Look at gold now. Gold went the other way around. Interesting. So now we can watch this trade here and see if look at this. They held the 3,900. Wow. They tested this. You see that? And they definitely held the 3,900. We'll wait till the candle closes, and if it does, we're going to try to run this trade again. I haven't done the one. No, we have not done the one and done in NASDAQ. Wow, look at this, guys. Look at the gold price action. Guys, I know you're asking me a lot of questions. I can only do one thing at a time right now. We're going to focus on gold just for shits and giggles. We'll see if there's a one and done in NASDAQ. And if I have the time or the opportunity to do it, I can. We have lots and lots of different setups. I can only do one signal at a time, right? So you guys seeing me right now, try to see where the gold conditions are and whether we have an opportunity there. Very important, by the way, to understand that you can't trade 1,000 different things at once. There's always going to be a trade-off and a sacrifice. So if we miss the one and done in NASDAQ, we miss it. It's not a big deal. We did literally 15 trades already so far. I don't know, Santiago. I'm not looking at NASDAQ. I'm not looking at NASDAQ because I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking at gold to see if there's any signal. And it's really, really wide ranging. And it's kind of very interesting because, it's a real tug of war. That's very good, Lofty. Lofty, you showed some. That's very, very good discipline. I love to see that. You've done a great job. Good for you. That's exactly the kind of production and structure that you want. All right, gold going down. Right? I mean, you see, guys, you can really see this on a tick-by-tick basis. You see the battle here at this 3,900, right? What are we doing? We're waiting to see if we get a red dot. If we get a red dot, then we have some confidence that there's going to be more continuity, right? That's what we're doing. That's what I'm trying to show you. I got a minute left. Happy to look at gold for that, for the NASDAQ. There's nothing, let me see. There is no, there really is no, you can't make the argument. I mean, I guess you could, Santiago, you could have made this one and done over here. This was the Christmas tree label over here if you wanted to, but yes, I mean, you could have done this. The thing is, this would have to have been a 15 target, 45 stop. So you would have been in 809. That target would have been, yeah, you would have just been, I think you would have made 15 points over here with a one and done. Yeah. This probably could have been a one and done trade. Yes. Because this was positive Christmas tree, but in an orange fashion, large volatility, meaning that you would have needed to have traded 15 target 45 stop. No, I'm not going to be trading. No more Asian session for 2 weeks. Not trading Asian for 2 weeks. I'm pretty much going to be gone. And tomorrow there's no trading, guys, because I'm going to be gone for Yom Kippur. I'm going to repent for all the sins that I committed this year, of which there are multiple, I'm sure. So what's going on? NASDAQ holding bid. NASDAQ holding moving average. Does NASDAQ want to show us a green dot? Then, we want to play. Gold is tight, really tight. There's just clear tug of war here. It's not been resolved. So we don't have anything to do here. We're just going to sit there and watch it tightly. Gold has literally been in like a 3 to 6 point range for the last hour and a half at this 39 level. That's natural, right? What we love to see is we want to see this. We want to see this kind of a move. But right now, we're just getting jaggedy ass range. And the beautiful thing is we're staying out of it. We don't have to take it. Good night. Have a good one, Lofty. Who's new over here who kind of is enjoying this micro description of trends, range, price action? Tell me if you're vibing it, if you're understanding it. If you're not understanding it, if you want me to explain it to you. But I'm trying to narrate the price action as much as I can, because understanding the price action gives you so much cleaner and better understanding of when you should be trading or not trading. And you see me hopefully doing the right thing more often than not as a result of it. All right, so I'm watching. I realized, so much of the stuff that I do is I don't really explain. So now we're going to explain. All right, we got the green dot here, $153. If this stays, that's going to be a long entry for us with a stop underneath this candle over here, if this holds. So we're going to prepare ourselves for that trade on this account. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you guys are all liking it. I'm trying to be a little bit more professionals here. I'm trying not to just drop F-bombs and break screens. All right, we got still got a little bit of while to go. Nas definitely having a slow and steady progress. The good PMI data was actually pretty good, right? We had lower prices, and we had still negative production, but not bad. The lower employment data is troubling, but it's also positive. Positive in a sense that ensures the Fed is not going to be afraid to cut rates further. And that's much more important for the stock market, because the stock market is operating on people who have jobs, who have income, who are spending. And as long as they have lower interest rates, they just simply have more expendable income. And that's very positive for the stock market. Okay, so I'm torn because we're getting one signal I need to focus on gold, and I also need to focus on NASDAQ. So I think we have to go to gold. Gold is negative. I'm going to sell gold right here with a stop above this candle. And then we're going to go to NASDAQ. I'm going to buy NASDAQ and see if I can make that work over here. Where am I? Why is this? Oh, I'm on the E-mini. Let's go to the micro. Okay, here's my micro position. I'm underneath here. I'm ignoring the gold trade right now just because I want to watch, I can only watch one trade at a time. So let's see. This was a nice, clean, straight up setup in NASDAQ. Let's see if it holds. Looks like I think gold we must have gotten done on gold, huh? Oh yeah, we totally got done on gold. So you see how that account is building. Now I'm just trying to build the NASDAQ account. Let's see if we can just build it a little bit more. What's my target on this? Wait, close 24.25, and I want to be at 29.25. All right, whatever. There we go. So both trades, patience pays, right? Now, do you want to, I'm doing this in micro sizes because my point isn't to win the trade. My point is to earn 100 per account and move on, right? So I'm doing it in the most optimal fashion for me. But if you're trading this and you're sort of watching me narrate and you say, oh, this is like a pretty high probability trade, you could do this with a mini. You could have had $100 on this on a trade, nice and clean. And here's where it gets really interesting, right? I said we're looking for this. We've been looking for this all morning long, right? Unfortunately we got stuck on this, which was all range. I could have had this trade. I took this trade. We have like one more trade for us to do. Generally, the whole idea that I love to have. Let me get rid of all the trades so you guys don't get distributed. What I really, basically, if I have 4 or more dots on the trend, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause because that's very likely close to the end of the trend, right? I'm not going to take any more trades this way. I can't increase the size of the trading window, no. Excuse me. I'm trading, this is a widescreen monitor. I have to show both screens. Is the wealth charts a little cleaner than Tradeovate? Is this a little easier to see? I don't know. I'm just asking you guys. All right, you certainly see the green dot. You see the green slope. If this holds, we're going to go again with the stop underneath here. All right, long here, and we're underneath on this stop. Let's see if we can hold it. See if we can get a little bit more push here. Good enough. I'll take the clip because this is like the third or the fourth dot, so it's clearly going to get exhausted. But again, just a good example. I'm trading momentum. It's telling me that there's buyers. I'm coming in. I'm clipping it. I'm coming in. I'm clipping it. I do this over and over and over again. I can do it in larger size. I can do it in small size. I'm just, for you guys, I'm showing you the setup over and over again. I think we did at least 15 consecutive winning trades today by just being very, very disciplined, right? Very disciplined, right? And the one trade that we had that was truly difficult, which was this was a trade, and this was really, first of all, it was an unusual trade, but it was also probably a large trade. This is the one trade that we got clipped on. That's in a separate account. I don't give a shit about this, right? I have 14 accounts. One of them is a little bit hobbled. I'll come back to this account maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, and I could probably bring it right back to to where I need it to be. But in the meantime, all the other accounts are just doing nothing but growing money, and that's the whole idea. Okay, that happens, William. That happens. You learn from practice of how to do this. Tim says this is the fourth time I'm repenting this year. That's probably true. That's probably true. That's probably true. All right. So what else can I tell you? Ask me any questions you like. I'm glad you guys like the narration. I'm glad you guys are actually seeing. So this is what I mean about. Let me show you this to you. Let me show you when I say to you, when I have this, I cannot lose, right? And I'm not bullshitting you. I cannot lose. Every trade is a winner. If you follow my strategy and I have this particular structure, I cannot fucking lose. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't lose. It means that what I'm looking for is just these trend slices. When I have these beautiful trend slices, and when you have them, you just make money hand over fist on this particular idea. Yeah, yes, that's 15. It's $100 per each account. Sorry, John, is that 15 win and $100 each? Yes. So I have, I think 14 or 15 accounts, and I'm trying to, I'm basically, again, I showed this earlier. I know I always show this early, and then of course people come in late. They don't see it. Let me run you through so you guys see it. This account started at 26,000, right? This today, it's a little bit higher. This account started at 25,400. This account started at 25,100, right? So it's close. It's not perfect. I don't care. This account started at 50,000. I actually took it down to 49.8. I drove it back up. It's been a roller coaster, but it's moving up. So this is my baby that I'm trying to get up to 50,100 next. These two are just not even ready for, not even doing anything, right? Same thing over here, right? On the 11 account where, we started this at 25 is a 25.3. On the 14 account, that was actually underneath 25. I want to take this one. I actually want to take this one back up to 25. I haven't worked it. The 18 account got butchered. Oh, no, the 18 account, sorry. The 18 account was underneath 25,000. I brought it back up 25,000, which is where I wanted to be. I think the 20 account got butchered. No, 20 account is doing fine. I think it was a 19 account. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. Oh, maybe they're all good. I don't know. It wasn't so bad. Okay, so maybe I didn't get killed that badly. The point being is it doesn't really matter. I am driving them all in a steady, positive fashion to give me some P&Ls. So look at this. We're holding. Gold is just so stubborn, right? Minute 19. Green dot, green slope at the 3,900 level. Which account was I in? I was at the 19 account. Okay, so I'm going to stay at the 19 account. See if this gives me a chance, and I'll start to move it. No, I think half my accounts are 50, half my accounts are 25s. Maybe on wealth charts, a lot of them are 25s. This is 25. This is 25. So 3 25s. 19 is a 50. 20 is a 50. 22 is a 25. 23 is a 50. So on wealth charts, it's half and half. On this one, it's 25. I guess they're half and half. You're right. I think it's half and half. That's 3 25s. And then we have 350s. These are all 50s. Yeah, it's probably half and half. That's what I would say it would be. Yeah, and that keeps you, you know, very distributed, very distributed. Gold does not give us a signal, so we don't have a trade, and we're good to go. The range on NASDAQ is, the setting is 1 hour. Let me see the settings. I forgot my own settings. $200 ticks. I call that a breakout range. So we're at 622. It's a very, it's very wide ranging move. So if we're at, that level, we should be doing 10s, 20s, 10 targets, 20 stops instead of five 10s. The volatility obviously much larger. Same thing with here. It's 11-point volatility here. Oh, we're getting a negative signal in gold. Do we want to do this? Let's see. So the other cool thing about this, I think you guys will agree with me, is this gives us many more trades. We're not sitting around waiting for one trade every half an hour. Like, Christmas tree trades are few and far between today because they're just not setting up, right? I got 18 seconds left. Definitely have a sell signal in gold here if I have it here. Let's watch this. I'm going to wait for this candle to complete. This is a very, very herky-jerky candle. I don't want to give myself... see, it disappears. I had a feeling it was going to disappear. Okay, no trade. Gold is really, really, really uncertain. And when the price is uncertain, you can tell because there's no direction. NASDAQ is very certain. NASDAQ has given us, 3-4 consecutive certain trades. So that's the beauty of the dot indicator. When it's uncertain, you see it and you don't do anything. And when it's certain, you follow it and you hit it. Rick, that depends on what you're doing. If you're doing, like right now, the things that I'm doing are not 1 to 4 or 1 to 2. They're somewhere in between, in the middle, so on and so forth, right? If you're doing like a single trade, right? I'm doing a single trade. I'm hitting, I just want to hit that trade with high probability. I want to do only white, like the things that we talked about, only white dots or only double Christmas tree labels, things that are happening once every hour, once every half an hour, where I have a signal and I'm focused on it. Then yeah, you want to do 1 to 4. When you're doing like I'm doing 20 trades in an hour right now, because that I think is what a lot of people really want, with very, very low, risk size and lots of sampling, then no, you don't have to do that. It becomes a lot more dynamic. No, the indicator is my own. It's a proprietary indicator that I created. I wrote all the code for this. Yet another trade here. We'll take it. I mean, it's very, very extended, but we'll take it. Just I want to show you of the moves. I'm underneath this candle. If it stops me out, it's fine. It stops me out. I'll repair the trade. I'm not gonna worry about it. But it's continuity trading all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Clearly want to run the 900 level. Let's see if it wants to come back up. Excuse me. Look how flat gold is. I'm just watching gold out of the corner of my eye. It just refuses to, like, it really wants to run that 3,900. And every time they try to bring it up, there's sellers there. Every time they try to bring it up, there's sellers there. It's really, really interesting. All right, let's gold is starting to percolate. Let's look at gold. Ooh, see that? We broke that 3,900. We burst that bubble. 39 seconds, 38 seconds left. Let's see what it wants to do. You could literally, it's just the price action literally tells you what's happening. There's no difference in price chopping and consolidation. It's all the same thing. It's just words for the same thing. 8, 9 to 10 seconds. All right, I'm long this thing. Where's my 19? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm showing the wrong count.
Order filled.
Sorry, guys, this is so fast. Oh no. So I'm in this trade. I'm in the gold trade, but actually I got filled on the nasdaq. See, again, I just want to tell you, if you're following, if you happen to be in a trend condition, you cannot lose, right? Just boom, 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 boom. All right, I got to run, guys. So I'll update you on the gold trade if it hits. Where's my trade? Almost there. And I'm over here underneath here. Let's see if gold wants to move me. Yeah, and we're done. And so the gold trade also moves. So boom, boom, boom. Every momentum trend gets there. I just waited very, very patiently. Yeah, you know what I'm going to atone for? I'm going to atone for not having patience. Today, I really, really had a lot of patience. So, I hope you guys really had fun. Today was just a great day of busting every trade we could by being very patient, right? Now, am I going to lie to you and tell you that I was perfect before I came into trading with you? No, I fucking just didn't destroy, but traded a million times in an absolute random fashion until I zoned in on this particular process. So, fortunately, the account that I ran, this one, that's what I was going to say to you. I butchered this account. I did probably, like, here, let me show you what this account did. Look at all the trades in this account. Let me go forward. Look at the amount of trades I did in this account. This is just in the like the 2-3 hours before you guys. Boom, 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 until I finally synchronized on what I need to do. And that's okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're trading small, you can do a lot of mistakes and still survive to come back and win. And then when you do, it all becomes super, super clean. So yeah, I hope you guys all had a great day, but more importantly, I hope you understood the process a lot better. And patience is not as hard as you think it is when you understand what you need to do. It's not that you got to just wait. You got to understand why you got to wait. You got to understand why this is a stupid trade. If you understand why it's a stupid trade, then you're patient enough not to take it. That's the whole point. So anyways, I hope you guys really have a good day. For everybody who's celebrating Jewish New Year, Shana Tova, Gemar Tiva for everybody. And I will no trading tomorrow, but I'll see everybody Friday for Marathon. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Friday.